Hello, Clutter Warrior. Today's topic is the problem isn't someone else. And of course, that is not an indictment of you, dear listener. It's just helpful that whether we're dealing with clutter most specifically or time management, that the only person we're going to fix, if anybody needs fixing, is ourselves. So, and if you can't get the other person to acknowledge that their relationship with stuff is a problem, then they don't have a problem with stuff. You do. And that might not feel great in the beginning, but it will eventually set you free and help you to release any expectations. And on the other side of those expectations, resentments that might develop as a result of thinking that the problem is someone else. Also, when we accept full responsibility for all of the circumstances of our lives, we set ourselves free because no longer is anybody else responsible for our behavior, our happiness, our choices. So if you've ever said in the past, ooh, he made me so angry or she made me so sad, right? People can't really make you feel anything. You can have reactions to their behavior, to their words, but they don't, you are actually in charge of your feeling state. So you don't have to join them in whatever it is that they're stirring up. You have complete control over yourself. Even and I understand, right? Sometimes we get smacked with something and it takes us a minute to remember, oh, right, I don't need to join them in that. I'm autonomous. I can choose to not accept what they're saying, to not have a feeling as a reaction or a response to what they're saying or doing. I can, I don't need to then make it about them and judge them or shame them or talk crap about them, denigrate them in some way to protect myself or isolate myself so that I'm not affected by how other people move through time and space. It just means that it just comes back to me of, do I want to feel upset? Do I want to be angry? Do I want to be sad? And I get to choose. You get to choose. So, and I was listening to a brief TikTok video the other day. Gary Vee was talking about once we accept responsibility. And look, and I have mixed feelings about Gary Vee, and still, he's clearly, I mean, he's on point and he's on message when he's talking about this stuff. It works in his own life. So, and I think it's a universal truth. So I don't think he made it up. It's just he was talking about it, and I overheard him on that TikTok video talking about once you accept responsibility for everything in your own life, you actually set yourself free. And I completely agree. It's when you are still in that mindset of looking at other people and thinking that they somehow have greater influence over you and your behavior and your choices than they do. And when you abdicate your own responsibility for your happiness and the outcomes that you want, and you get mixed results, it's not like you have yourself to blame, but you certainly are responsible for that state. So if you want different results, you have to do something differently. And in this case, it's not looking outside of yourself for the root cause of your happiness or unhappiness. It all resides within you, within me, within us. So most specifically, when that comes to clutter, and I hear this all the time from folks who are in clutter discordant relationships, right? Where they have kids, they have partners, they have parents, they have colleagues who just, it doesn't affect them negatively. The clutter doesn't affect them negatively. It does affect you or me. negatively, then if we're the ones that are having the problem with the clutter, we have to clean it up. Now, we might then inspire other people to think, oh, it actually feels better when there's less crap laying around. I'd like to be a part of keeping it this way. Whether they get there or not doesn't matter. It shouldn't change what we're doing to take care of ourselves, right? Even if you've got a lot of story about caretaking other people, being of service, it's all a way to bend it and twist it and make it still about somebody else instead of, if you can't do service cleanly without expecting any acknowledgement or any reciprocation, you shouldn't be doing service work, because otherwise you're not really doing service work. You're in some secret tit for tat exchange, except you are the only person who knows that. You're doing something in the hopes that somebody else is going to pick up on it and then do a tit for tat with you. Well, that's not service. Service is I give freely, completely, unconditionally. I don't care whether you know that I've done it or not. I don't care that you say thank you. I don't care that you acknowledge it in any way. I did it for me and it benefits you, right? That's service. So back to this idea, right, of the problem being somebody else. The sooner we direct all of our attention back to ourselves, which is not about becoming self-involved or selfish, but just making sure that we assume complete 100% responsibility for ourselves, how we move through time and space. Once we do that, we throw off the shackles. We are now in complete control of our happiness, our discontent. And it is so much more juicy and liberating to be there than to feel like you are held hostage by other people's thoughts, feelings, words, behavior. So that's what I want to share with you today. I'll look forward to being back with you again real soon. Bye for now.